Pleasant Grove Police.
I just found something in my garage. It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag and it stinks.
Okay, what is it?
It's a little baby.
Darren West was cleaning out the garage of his Pleasant Grove home when he made a chilling discovery. A dusty box holding a tiny, lifeless baby. "Megan, what is this?" he whispered. When he lifted the lid, he found a horror that would change everything. For years, no one suspected the unimaginable. His ex-wife, Megan Huntsman, had secretly given birth to 6 babies and killed them all, hiding the tiny bodies in that very garage. When Megan finally stood before the judge, she quietly admitted, "I choked them all."
And I just said, what the hell is this? What have you done? I always found something. She goes, oh, you did?
Get that for her.
Don't call the police. Don't call the police. I'm going to get it.
I remember there being some sort of form of tape. As we got deeper into that box, we'd find a second child.
There could be more. Like I said, I can't remember a damn thing.
How many do you think there would be?
Megan Huntsman was a 39-year-old mother in a quiet Utah suburb, a Mormon community where nobody imagined dark secrets lurked next door. On the surface, she was an ordinary woman. She and her husband, Darren West, had a family with 3 daughters. Behind closed doors, however, Megan struggled with addiction and despair. Megan grew up in Pleasant Grove, Utah, raised in the LDS Church, and married Darren West soon after high school. They had children and seemed like any other young family. But by the mid-2000s, their lives had unraveled. Both became involved with methamphetamine. Darren pleaded guilty in 2005 to making meth and was sentenced to 9 years in prison. He was released in early 2014. Meanwhile, Megan also fell deep into addiction. By the time police caught up with her, she admitted she had been too messed up on meth to take care of more babies. Megan's methamphetamine addiction consumed her life, clouding her ability to care for herself or her children. She later told police it left her feeling unable to mother more babies, driving her to commit these unthinkable acts. Megan's husband, Darren West, had just been released from prison and was helping clear out the family garage so he could move back in. On a Saturday afternoon, he found a small white box under some old clothes. When he opened it, he discovered a tiny, lifeless baby wrapped in plastic. He immediately called the police.
Pleasant Grove Police.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Can I have an officer come to this address?
And your name?
My name's Darren West. I just found something in my garage. I think it's a miscarriage.
Can you be more specific? What do you mean by a miscarriage you found?
I have no idea. Just please send an officer up here.
It sounds like you may need medical.
It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag and it stinks.
Okay, what is it?
It's a little baby.
Officers searched the garage thoroughly. They soon uncovered a second box, then a third. In total, they found 7 little bodies in towels and plastic, piled inside boxes and containers. 2 were the size of newborns. The rest were babies a few days old.
Who lives here?
Us 3.
1, 2, 3?
It's a double house. The basement and the upstairs are 2 different.
My 2 daughters live here. See, we've been cleaning the garage.
Okay.
And then got a 48-hour pass. And I have...
Here. We went on home and find down in a halfway house. And you've been cleaning out the garage.
I'm trying to get, because I've been gone for so long. And
Anyway, there was a box over there. It was all wrapped up. And he says, what is...
There were boxes from floor to ceiling on all 3 walls. There's hundreds of boxes. How are we going to get through all of these? So we contacted the medical examiner's office and they sent out an investigator. Bewilderment, shock. I was speechless. How could you fathom something like that? The big obvious question is what is this child doing here? Who's the mother? Where did it come from?
For nearly a decade, Megan hid her pregnancies. Friends and neighbors had no idea she was ever pregnant. She was a very small woman, only about 105 pounds, so small changes in weight could go unnoticed. Neighbors later said they just assumed she had put on a little weight, or else they never noticed anything at all.
Let's start off with, is it your wife or your girlfriend?
I'm still married to her, but
Okay, so legally, according to the law, it's still your wife.
yes, sir.
Okay, why don't you tell me what her name is?
Megan Huntsman. What happened is when I went to prison, she stuck around for 2 or 3 years and she took off.
But she is with a boyfriend now
Where is she?
in West Valley somewhere. We just had her on the phone. She said it was his.
And I just said, what the hell is this? What have you done? I always found something and she goes, oh, you did?
Get that for.
Don't call the police. Don't call the police. Don't come get us.
So she said it was yours. Logically, is that true?
I don't know, man. I never knew she.
At first, Megan told detectives that the first baby had been stillborn and that she panicked. But after officers kept finding more bodies in box after box, she finally confessed fully. They confirmed Darren West was the father of all 7 infants, but police say he was unaware of any of the pregnancies or crimes.
Are you able to help us understand what's going on here? It was a miscarriage.
It was like 9 years ago when he first left.
And how far into your pregnancy were you?
Like 7 months. It was born, stillborn.
How soon can you come down here? Our detectives need to ask you some follow-up questions so that we can, rule out any kind of foul play.
Okay, there was no foul play.
Okay, listen to me. I need you to stay at your residence. We're going to have a West Valley City officer come pick you up.
Well, you know why we're here, what we're here to talk about. Just start at the beginning and tell me what happened.
Well, we were doing drugs a lot. That's what he was in prison for. I got pregnant right before he left, and I really didn't know because I thought it was just stress and stuff.
And he went to prison in 2006.
Yeah,
How far along were you when he
for a
went?
couple months.
Where did you have the baby?
The house, in the bathroom.
In the house that you and Darren lived in. Describe to me what happened.
Well, I was having a lot of pain that day. I didn't go to work. My kids were at school, and I went in the bathroom and just sat there and then just pushed really hard. And I was blue and wasn't crying, and I was by myself, and I didn't know what to do, and I couldn't get it to cry or anything.
Then what happened?
I got scared, and I wrapped it up. And not being smart and calling you guys, I was in shock. It was stupid of me to do it.
What do you mean when you say you wrapped it up?
You remember? It was towels and garment patterns on me. I put it in a box.
What would you have done differently? Looking back.
Called the cops and told them that I had a baby and that I couldn't get to breathe and have the paramedics and stuff come.
Megan still insisted the babies had been stillborn and that she panicked. But little details just did not add up.
So you're on the toilet, you have the baby. You said you tried to get it to breathe. What did you do?
Well, I tried just to clean his mouth out and stuff, and I couldn't get a response at all.
Okay.
I couldn't feel a heartbeat or anything.
Okay. So you clean the baby's mouth out, try to get it to breathe, and then what?
I passed out for a little bit. I think I lost a lot of blood. And then I just remember my kids got home from school and I just told them I wasn't feeling them. And then I cleaned myself up and I went and got a box.
And then, as far as you know, unless someone else moved it, the baby's been in the box in the garage since that first year that Darren went to prison. Okay.
We clean that garage every year. So.
Were you worried somebody else would find it when you guys were cleaning the garage?
Yeah.
And so what would you do to make sure that didn't happen?
I just kind of slide it and sweep around, and then set stuff on it and, well, they knew that part was already clean and stuff.
With Darren West being locked up in prison, Megan claimed the stress was too much, and drugs took over her life, clouding her mind. But as detectives kept talking to her, their doubts only got stronger.
Because I was so scared, I don't know what I was thinking. I have no idea.
Do you remember if the baby was a boy or a girl? So, did anyone know that you were pregnant?
I don't show at all.
Did you tell Darren?
No.
Okay. Had you ever had any stillborn babies prior to that? And on these miscarriages, did they all happen at home?
What happened at home?
All right. Is there anything else that you think I should have asked you that I haven't asked you? Is there anything else that you want me to know?
No.
And we really want the right thing for this baby. Proper burial and closure for you and for your family. You and your husband went to prison, you're raising the kids on your own, and you're overwhelmed, and I can understand that. I mean, Darren just found out that he had another kid that he didn't know about, so.
I totally understand.
What do you think proper closure looks like? Anything else?
Me going to jail.
Well, it's clear that we think you should go to jail for this, that you recognize you've done something wrong. We haven't made any decisions like that. We're still just trying to put the story together at this point.
Detectives couldn't understand why Megan seemed so afraid of prison if the baby had really been stillborn. Aside from illegally hiding the body, there was no crime. Yet she carried a guilt that felt heavier than that. It was clear she was holding back a deeper truth, and the lead investigator sensed it. Back at the house, officers kept combing through the garage. Then they came across another box, and what they found inside was horrifying.
I remember there being some sort of form of tape over it, and then as we opened it up, there's heavy padding and packaging, more plastic wrap. As we got deeper into that box, we did ultimately find a second child. I felt angry, and I remember thinking, what in the actual hell is going on?
When they found the second baby, the officers reported to the detective, so he had to confront her about it to find some answers.
We have investigators in the house right now. They found a second baby. Will you please tell me about that?
There's more. Hey, I'm sorry. I have hit every one of them, and he had to have known I was pregnant through most of them.
There's others? How many?
I'm not even sure. I was on so many drugs and stuff during it all, I can't even remember.
When?
All through the years.
If it's easier for you to remember, if we want to start after you had your first child, when you had the first miscarriage.
One, right after we moved in, I can't even remember. I remember when I had in the town. They were all stillborn. Every one of them.
Were they full term?
No, without pain.
Okay, so how many do you think will we find in the garage?
4.
Did you put all 4 in the garage?
Yeah.
Did you keep them in the same place in the garage? What did you?
Right there. It was covered.
Okay, and so all 4 boxes are in the same place? Okay, well, I just want to be able to relay to the detectives what they're going to find. And so all 4
yes.
are in the cabinet in the garage?
Yes.
Why didn't you call for help?
I'm afraid of people know I'm pregnant.
I mean, this is Utah. It's not common for people to have a lot of kids.
Oh, because I was young, because I was so young.
Several years later, though, when this happened, I mean, you're not so young.
I know. But like I said, the drugs, they mess with you. Bad.
So you're telling me that because you were on drugs, you weren't making good decisions?
Yeah, exactly.
Addiction robbed her of reason, but no amount of drugs could erase the weight of a life taken.
Does it feel better to tell the truth?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, just a minute.
When Detective Beckstrom learned there were more bodies hidden in the garage, he immediately alerted the team at the scene. Soon, officers were searching every corner of the house, working for hours without stopping. And while the search intensified, the questioning of Megan continued.
We've talked about a lot. I don't know yet. We haven't made those decisions because we're doing the search warrant still. Because of the seriousness of this, they are also going to obtain a search warrant for your house in West Valley. Is there anything at that house that we need to know about before we go up there?
For me, no. All that's up there is my clothes.
Okay. So you have the babies been in the garage the whole time?
I never moved them or anything. But yeah, they've been in the garage the whole time.
So
Yeah.
we're talking 8 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, you told me earlier that you put the boxes with the babies in them in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Did you ever take them out of that cabinet?
No.
I imagine in the last 9 years, stuff's been in and out of the
I
cabinet.
think so, because I was just there a month or so ago getting my bed and stuff out of there, and I seen it sitting there.
Right. And so did anyone in the world know that the baby was in the garage? Okay.
So,
Well, they're saying one of the boxes was on a stack of shelves next to the cabinet. Why would it be there?
if I moved it or something, but it's not thinking.
Do you know when that might have been?
Before I left, I did. I mean, I haven't been in that house. I've only once since I moved out.
From the start, it was obvious this case wouldn't be easy to unravel. One hidden pregnancy was rare enough, but several, that defied belief. Each new detail only deepened the mystery, and as detectives slowly connected the dots, a terrifying picture began to form.
I want to make sure that there's no more weight on your shoulders. Okay. When you have these babies,
Yes.
you said after they were born and they were blue and you try to get them to breathe. What would you do to try to get them to breathe?
Sometimes I was so scared,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Sorry, like shake them, sorry.
Mhm.
Like that.
Did you have like the suction cup they used to clean out their mouths? You described you had the one in the tub that you filled the tub and had.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
Was that baby alive when it was born?
I think it was. For a short time.
What happened?
Well, you think if I have baby in the house, I just cry, so
Mm-hmm. Well, you say you think it was for a short time. What
Yeah.
was it moving? Did it start to breathe?
No, it wasn't breathing. I could see a little heartbeat and that stuff.
Okay. For about how long?
Not very long at all.
Okay. The one that you had when he was in prison that you were on the toilet. Was that one alive when it was born? Okay. Where were the other two born?
One on the bed. And the other on
Okay. The one on the bed when it was born. Do you think it might have been alive for a short time as well?
the might have.
She admitted she had killed each living infant. When asked why, Megan said she felt she couldn't be a good mother to those babies. She was struggling with meth and could barely care for herself.
Did you kill the baby after it was born? What we need is the truth.
I did one of them.
Which one?
Can't remember. No, I was just so scared. I was so on drugs so bad. I yeah.
How did you choke it?
Yeah.
Do you think all four of these babies were alive when they were born?
I'm pretty sure one of them wasn't.
And did you choke the others?
Yes, I did.
And you put them in a towel, put them in garbage bags, and then put them in a box and put it in the garage. So one was dead when it was born, and the other three you choked. And why did you choke them?
I don't know. Scared. I was in shock.
Have you ever told anyone this?
No, I've never told us all.
So when we run DNA tests, will they all be Darren's?
Yes, they will.
Is there anything else we need to know about?
No.
All right.
As Detective Beckstrom walked out of the interrogation room, the reality of Megan's words crashed over him. This wasn't an accident. These were deliberate murders. It was the hardest interrogation of his career. Out of her sight, he dropped to his knees, hands pressing into them, breathing deeply just to steady himself. She had killed these babies. Back at the garage, the search dragged into its 4th hour. They had to find out what really happened here. The strain showed in their faces, but no one stopped. Then came the 3rd baby. Sealed inside a box, bound with layers of duct tape, a tiny form wrapped in a plastic bag and covered in vinyl. Minutes later, a 4th. Then a 5th, hidden deep beneath 2 blankets and 2 bath towels, crammed into the dark corner of a cubby, as if meant to be forgotten forever. The air in the garage felt heavier with each discovery. Officers exchanged glances. This was no longer just a crime scene, it was a graveyard.
This was probably one of the longest days in my career. It was emotionally straining, physically exhausting, and the feeling in the air was dread, but also determination to find out what in the hell actually had happened.
Right, Megan, I'm really happy with how far you've come, but concerned that you haven't told me everything. How many do you think there possibly could be?
Honestly, I don't know how many. 4 I can think of, but I don't.
Okay. They are up to 5. And so now that there's 5, are you still only certain that one of them was dead when it was born? And so the other 4 were alive?
There could be more. Like I said, I can't remember a damn thing.
How many do you think there would be?
I'd say 8 or 9.
When they're done searching the garage, they are going to search the rest of the house. Will they find any more?
No.
Okay. So there could be 8 or 9?
Yeah, there could be. But I know there's no more than that. And I know there's none in the house. I mean, you'd smell them if they were in the house.
Right. Did the smell from the garage ever come in the house? It would just be out in the garage.
People said it was some smell, you know, like in the heat of the summer. We had cats and stuff, and you know, and I think it was always just blamed on that.
Did you just leave it open?
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying Darren never knew?
No, and I told you, only me. I've kept this to myself for 18 years.
So I'm the only person that you've ever told?
Yes.
Could Darren have been aware of this horrifying secret? The detective needed answers.
When I talked to you earlier, you mentioned that Darren should have known. What do you mean by that? Did you tell her?
No. I don't know why. I think my mind was just so out of it. You know, all I focused on was the next fix. But how can you not know? How can you sleep with someone every night and not know that?
When we're talking about Darren knowing that you were pregnant because he's in your bed, those are miscarriages. And so did you just tell him that you miscarried?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you told him that it was a miscarriage, he never asked what you did with the miscarriage. Okay.
For detectives, it was difficult to accept that Darren had opened that box without any idea of what he might find. The question lingered. Was there more he knew, but wasn't sharing? Meanwhile, the search team inside the garage uncovered something even more devastating. Tucked away in a cabinet, wrapped in sweaters and placed inside a box, were the remains of 2 more newborns, bringing the total to 7. The search didn't stop there. Investigators expanded their work to Megan's old residence in West Valley. They didn't find more bodies, but they did discover prescription pills, marijuana, and various drug paraphernalia. Each item added another layer to the troubling portrait of Megan's private life. That day ended with her in handcuffs, booked into Utah County Jail on 6 murder charges. Yet even with Megan in custody, the case felt incomplete. Too many questions remained unanswered. Questions that only Darren might be able to address. And so, detectives called him in.
Damn extra much, so I'm trying to talk to everybody and make sure I know that it's been a horrible day for a lot of you. So you're not in trouble right now. I'm just trying to understand everything that's happened. So she's saying that baby was a miscarriage after he went in prison.
That's what she told me. Is that what she's still saying?
Yes. We did get a search warrant in the house, and there's more than one. And so, how many times was your wife pregnant?
I have 3 daughters. And I know one other time that she had a miscarriage. I never even knew she was pregnant with 2 of my daughters until she was like 4 or 5 months along. And then she told me, I don't know, sir. How many was there?
There was 7.
You were kidding me.
I'm not. She said that the first one was shortly after you moved into the house.
Oh my God.
And that the last one, she was pregnant by you before you went to prison.
Wait, so she says they're all mine?
That's what she says. And that's why I'm glad you're here, because I would have thought that if she was pregnant 7 times in the 10-year period that you lived in that house, that surely you would have known.
Holy
Darren sat in silence for a moment, his hands covering his face as tears began to fall. The reality of what he had heard was crushing. But even through the emotion, investigators knew there was more he had to reveal.
You said you knew that she was pregnant once. Are you talking about one other time than the miscarriage, or are you talking about something else?
That's the only time I know. I was so messed up on freaking drugs and I don't know what was going on.
I can tell that you know about more than the way you're telling me. Megan hid pregnancies from everybody until shortly before she had kids. But you're saying that she told you when she was 4 months along. I believe that you knew about these pregnancies.
I swear to God, I never knew about all these pregnancies.
What's happened here is tragic. But I don't think that you killed these babies and hid them. I think that you were married to a woman who was going to do it her way, and then you were done fighting with her, and so you allowed her to make these decisions. Is that what happened?
I never would think that she would put babies in a box and freaking...
So what did you think she was doing with these pregnancies?
I didn't realize she was pregnant 7 freaking times.
I'm a married man. You know your wife's pregnant. And so she's telling me that the only one that you weren't around for is when you went to prison.
Honest to God, I didn't know that there were 7 babies in my garage.
I know.
I never knew there was 1 in there. Do you think I would have go out and clean the garage and then, you know what I mean?
I understand where you're coming from. I'm not saying you knew they were in the garage, but I'm saying you had to know that they were brought into the world. It admitted to some crimes, to some horrible things. She admits that she killed someone after they were born. Like I said, she's being completely honest.
But
And I really wish you were too.
what do you want me to say? I didn't know she was killing kids, and I didn't know she was put in boxes. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how she could give birth and then... I don't know.
Were you there when any of these were born?
No, sir. No, sir. I swear.
What we want to do is we want to do what's right. We want to have closure for these children. We want to have closure for your kids that are alive. For these babies' grandparents. I mean, these babies were in a garage for years.
I never knew that, though. I never knew that.
Darren insisted he knew nothing about the pregnancies, but the detective wasn't convinced. Something in his story didn't sit right.
I don't want to say nothing else. This is looking bad. I had no idea that she was killing kids and putting them in boxes. I swear to God.
Okay.
Although Darren's name had been floated as a possible suspect, nothing concrete tied him to the murders. He soon asked for a lawyer, and the questioning came to a sudden stop. One simple fact worked in his favor. If he had known there were bodies in that garage, starting a cleanup project right after getting out of prison would have made no sense. With no evidence to hold him, Darren was released, and the case's spotlight turned fully back to Megan. Everything recovered from the garage, boxes, plastic bags, and duct tape, was sent for forensic testing. The results were undeniable. Every single print belonged to Megan. Darren's fingerprints weren't on a single piece of evidence.
But I want an attorney though. Wouldn't you?
I can't give you that advice. I'm not in your situation, and I don't think I ever will be.
No, you won't.
So. Okay. All right, hold on just a second. We'll get you upstairs in just a minute.
With such overwhelming evidence, Huntsman's trial moved quickly. On February 12, 2015, she pleaded guilty to 6 counts of first-degree murder. There was no televised trial. Instead, the judge reviewed police and autopsy reports detailing what happened each year between 1996 and 2006. Megan stood quietly beside her lawyer and rarely spoke. On April 20, 2015, Judge Daryl McDade sentenced Megan Huntsman to 6 life sentences for the murders, 3 to run consecutively, the other 3 concurrently. Under Utah law, she won't be eligible for parole until April 2064, when she will be 89. In sentencing remarks, Utah County Attorney Jeff Booman noted the horror of the crimes. He told the court it was hard to believe she'd ever be released, that she would likely spend the rest of her life behind bars. Indeed, Utah law won't allow her a parole hearing until 2064, when she will be 89 years old. Today, Megan Huntsman sits in prison for what she did. The tiny victims of this case will never have a chance at life. What remains is a stunned community asking how something so dark could have remained hidden for so long. A mother in a quiet suburban town leaving behind a baby mausoleum in her garage. It sounds like fiction. Yet it happened here, in Utah.